That's why we're not out here. Every year when I have the chance to talk to you, it's an honor to talk to you, but the message I send every year is exactly the same for coaches. It doesn't matter how much you know. It does not matter how much you know about hockey. It matters how much passion you have for hockey and how much love you create in your players for the game. If they do not love it more when they leave than when they arrived, you haven't done your job. They do not care how much you know. They want you to be prepared, they want you to be organized, they want to feel your love. So now, what's love? Anybody who has kids and has family knows what love. It's not always a cuddle. As a prudent parent, it's not what they want to hear, it's what they need to hear. Your job is to make them better. That's your job, to make them better, to help them be better. Second thing is, right here, I'm right here. Second thing is, right here, we're all visual learners. Just stay with me for 12 seconds, I promise. These guys are gonna stay here for a while after, there's no problem. You'll see them all shoot the puck. The second thing is you wanna make them better people. You wanna make them better people. No bullshitter ever motivated. Anybody who's slippery, they know you're slippery. They know everything before you do. Good people have to coach. Good people with integrity lead to more integrity in their players. That's what you need. I lost you all, it's unbelievable. Let's see if anyone can hit the net. Most guys like to hit the glass. Let's check it out. There we go. Here we go. Oh, attaboy, Pete. Anyway, what do I got? Step 3. Can I get you to actually listen? Can I get you to look at me for 2 seconds? The third thing I'd like to tell you is you got to watch over them. And what I mean by that, who's struggling? Maybe their parents are busy. Maybe their parents got 2 jobs. Maybe they're not being watched over enough. Who's struggling? Because they need you. Their mental health needs you. If they need you, you better be there for them. So as much as having the best power play and the best forecheck and, oh, we won this many games and I won the title, in the end, the measure of me as a man isn't going to be Olympic gold medals or Stanley Cups or any of that stuff. The measure of me as a man is my children. Are they going to make a difference in society? Are they going to be productive members who influence people when they walk out each day to be better people? That's the measure of me. It's the same for you. I'd like to tell you that it's easy to be a coach. It's not easy to be a coach. But how much fun can you have? There's no better job. There's no better spot. I would be just like you. I'd be a professor at McGill University, and I'd be running a 12-year-old team, and I'd be putting all my time into it. This thing I got going here is a complete scam that they pay me to do this. It's unbelievable. Okay, does anyone got any questions? What's the biggest difference between coaching in Detroit and coaching here? Obviously, when I arrived, we didn't have a whole lot of group. When I went to Detroit, we had some seasoned veterans who had won, and we're just in the process of doing it. In Toronto, I don't know if you noticed, everyone's in a hurry to get everything done, like you ever tried to get to work. Same principle, that's the same principle here, but it takes steps, and you just gotta keep grinding and keep grinding. And the only thing is we gotta stay patient. If we get in our own way, we'll never get her done. We just stay steady on the rudder and keep getting better. Our kids will grow up, we'll win. Go ahead. Question is, are we going to beat Boston today? I wouldn't have got up this morning if I didn't think so. But in my heart and in my mind, this is how I work. In my heart and in my mind, I think we're going to get it done every day. I've never ever gone to the rink to lose in my life. Don't plan on doing it. I'm optimistic by nature. I always see the positive side 100% of the time. I just know we can disarm the bomb. That's how I think. Go ahead.
Who was your biggest influence as a coach growing up, and what was it that they did that was an influence on you?
Yeah, my mom and dad for sure. So my mom was a superstar of a woman. She passed away when I was young, excuse me. But I learned to talk to people from her. As a coach, if you can't talk to people, you can't coach. No matter what they say, it's relationship building. So I learned to talk to people, and then for my dad, I was a mining engineer, he worked hard. I learned to work hard. It doesn't matter how smart you are in life, how many degrees you have. If you can't outgrind the other guy, you can't be successful in the end. The most successful people in the world, not only are they smart, but their passion allows them to grind longer and harder than the next guy, and in the end, that's why they're successful. Yeah, that's a great question. You know what I recommend? When the puck goes to the point tonight and Cher's winding up for a slap shot, you get in the lane and you block the shot and you eat it. That's contagious. That's team building. Sometimes we get confused with rock climbing and rope climbing and even the beers. Team building. When I sacrifice for my teammate's struggling, I talk to him. I get it out on the wall. I block the shot. I don't milk my shift. I stay as F3 when I'm supposed to. That's team building. So in order for us to be great together, we all got to do our little part. To me, that's team building. Now, I like all the other entertainment as well. Go ahead. What motivates me every day? You know, I love it. I don't know, I got energy coming out the wazoo. What I've been able to do, I think, is good or better than most people in my profession, and what I do is I compartmentalize my life. So don't get me wrong, I can grind as hard or longer than anybody. But I have more fun than anyone. So in other words, I have a whole life. So when I leave the rink, you know, is it sitting in a tree stand? Is it water skiing in the course? Is it whatever it is? My family. I got a ton of passions that I love. I got so many hobbies, it's not even funny. So I'm not wearing myself out with worry about something I can't control. That to me is a waste of time. It's mental health too, that spin in your head, you get going, you're worried about everything. What do you love to do? That's what energizes you. I tell the guys all the time, when you're playing really good and you leave the rink, you don't think about hockey once. When you're playing like shit and you leave the rink, you think about hockey 24/7, you come back the next day, you're worn out. Go ahead. I can't hear you. How important is losing? Well, I don't know. It's sure something I don't embrace or like to do. So, you know what? I think adversity is so important in life, and I think that's really your question, is that adversity is the speed bumps for your next opportunity. It gets you to dig in. It gets you to make yourself better. It gets the people around you to dig in. In saying all that, you want adversity when you're going too good, and then when you get it, you don't want it. You want to get out of it as fast as you can. I believe all the adversity you have in your life, even like a Tavares injury, is just an opportunity for someone else. Embrace it, move on, let's get better. Go ahead.
Coach Babcock, thank you. Oh, sorry, he handed me the mic. Which guy do you want? Him?
I want you.
Okay, I got the mic. Coach Babcock, thank you. In the Army, we talk about winning hearts and minds and shoulders. Can you give us some insight how you win the hearts and minds of your players, please?
What did you ask me?
I'm curious if you could give us some insight in how you win the hearts and minds of your players.
Yeah, there's no question about it. To me, it's being a good person every day. Now, a good person isn't always warm and cuddly. My job is to make them better players each and every day and to be there for them. But I think one of the biggest things when it's not going good for them is you're there for them. But I also think they all want to be great. They want you to help them get better. You have to have a plan to help them get better. And that to me is a big part of it for sure. The other thing is you got to have a ton of fun. You got to come here each day and have a riot and enjoy one another. And it's got to be a safe environment. When you play pro sport, there's a lot of places that aren't very safe for you, believe me. The rink's safe. We got a great family. We make each other accountable. We love one another. Are there tough times just like in your family? Absolutely, 100%. But that's where the fun's at. Go ahead, sir. I'm just about out of time. Yeah, you. I can't hear you.
Somebody else has the mic.
Okay.
Coach, up here. First of all, thank you very much for coming out to address us this morning. This is special. And, you know, we're obviously here for our players, for teams, for developments, and to learn. But just to switch up the metaphor for a second, if we as coaches were to look at ourselves as sandwiches, we're the middle, we're the meat, and above us are the management, and below us are the parents, and everybody else who's, you know, leading us down a certain path. How do you handle the pressure of controversial situations where maybe as a coach you're not playing your best players in the last 3 minutes, where you're getting pressures from up and down?
Yeah, to be honest with you, I think pressure just simply means you have a chance. And I think what they do in our situation is we discuss everything we do every day with our manager, with our assistant coaches, and we try to do what we think's right. I spend little or no time worrying about what the experts per se, or people like yourself, or the media think. If I stop doing my job, I'll be one of you, or I'll be in the meeting. So what they do is when they name you coach, they expect you to gather all the information and make all the right decisions. They allow everybody in the world to second guess you. You don't spend any time worrying about that one bit. To be honest with you, if your knees don't hit my kitchen table, I probably don't worry much about what you think. Have a good day.